So this morning, ICE raided 3 factories in Mississippi and arrested more than 680 people in one day. We'll talk about the implications of this raid, what it means for employers, what it means for employees, and what to do next. Watch this video and let's talk about it more. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on this video. Very important topic today. We're talking about the recent raids by ICE in Mississippi. 3 factories, more than 600 people arrested in one day. Before we talk about this, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click the bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Follow us on Instagram. We have 2 accounts on Instagram, my account and our video account, Immigration U. Right here we have the handles. And comments. Post your comments below. Let me know what you think of the video, concerns. It's a very scary time right now in immigration, very confusing. Post your comments below. And most important, share this video with a friend or somebody who needs to know, who cares about this topic. Share our video. Really appreciate all the support. And now let's dive into this topic, raids. So today we are notified in the news that 3 factories in Mississippi, 3 in one day, were raided by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Police, and they arrested more than 600 people. So the way they did it, they had search warrants signed by a judge. They were able to come to those factories, enter inside, and detain people who they believed were working there illegally. Now remember, this is something that is coming, it's a result of a lot of these announcements that we had in the past few months by the Trump administration that they are going to be raiding, that they are going to be arresting people who they suspect are working here illegally. Now, what is more important is that just the day before this raid, ICE on their employment workforce website announced that they will be putting more strict emphasis on employers that are hiring people illegally. So this is kind of like, we see it more of a, not just a trend, but I would say a sign and a message to employers saying that we are going to go after you if you hire people without authorization. We are going to put more emphasis on finding those employees and putting fines on employers that are hiring those people illegally. Now, some of the questions that we got today is what is actually going to happen to the employees detained today. So most of these people detained are going to be questioned. First of all, they have to actually verify that in fact they are here undocumented, working without authorization. When they arrested them at those factories, they may not have had an ID on them, or they didn't know what to say, or who knows what was the reason why they detained them. But once they're actually in detention, they will verify, in fact, that they are undocumented, that they are not working there illegally, and then they'll go through the regular processes by issuing them NTAs, notices to appear to court, and then start the deportation process. Again, none of these people are just going to be put on a plane and sent back home. They will go through a process of going through a trial, removal process. They'll be eligible to get their own attorneys and the whole thing. But remember, there are many instances where people detained at work and they were actually U.S. citizens and green card holders. They just didn't have their documents on them. So some of these people may not be there working illegally. It's just that we know that today 600 people were detained. Now, it's important to know that people have to have a plan. If you're here without authorization and you know that ICE is looking for people that are not working here illegally, you have to have a plan B. You have to have some sort of a procedure. What's going to happen with your children? What's going to happen with your belongings? You have to plan for what's going to happen when ICE actually detains you, because those people that are in custody, if they're not eligible to be out on some sort of a bond, they'll remain detained until they have a hearing, and eventually, if they're going to be removed, they'll be removed. But it's important to have a plan for what happens with your kids, what happens with your belonging, who's going to take care of what. It is important to do that, because right now, if you are apprehended at work and they take you, there's not really much you can do once it's happened. So it's important to prepare that beforehand. We're not talking in this video about what happens when ICE comes to your home, there are different things you can do. You have, as far as your rights, what to answer. You have to verify if there's an order signed by a judge or if it's just an order signed by ICE. Those are things that are important to know when they come to your home. But right now we're talking about the raids that happen at work. If you're working and you get detained, you have to understand that you do have rights. You're eligible for some sort of a hearing, and also you should be issued a document that detailing why you're being arrested and what's going to happen to you and what is the reason why you're being held in custody. But what is more important is for employers that are currently hiring a lot of people, knowingly or unknowingly. It's important to think what happens if you get raided. If you're in the food business, if you're in construction, it is important to be proactive. There are many things you can do, and we'll do a separate video specifically about compliance for immigration. But in this particular video, I want to mention that it is important to think about what happens when you're hiring undocumented employees, or at least not intentionally, but what if some of your workforce are not authorized to work in the U.S. What's going to happen to you as an employer? Remember that when they are, arresting those people, they will also start working on some sort of a claim against the employers, violation of I-9 forms, lawfully, knowingly hiring undocumented people. So there are many things that could result in criminal prosecution, in very severe fines. It's important to look at your workforce, understand what documents were presented to you when you hired these people, talk to an immigration attorney who understands compliance, and work on some sort of a plan to mitigate a raid. If when a raid happens, what you can do to mitigate the damage to you as an employer by doing a pre-screened audit before, making sure you check all the I-9 forms, educating your HR people how to hire, what to ask. All these things are going to come handy when actually ICE will come to your company requesting documents and actually arresting people. So once again, my personal opinion, these raids and this kind of intimidation has never been effective for the government. It's never been effective to deter people from coming here or working illegally. Those people are working in very, very difficult industries. This case, they are meat packing. Those are industries that are very difficult for them to find U.S. citizens to work, and therefore they are resulting to work in foreign labor. And so in my opinion, those raids are never effective. It only creates fear and intimidation in our society, and we hope that the government will reconsider and find better ways to deal with the situation. But once again, in this video we just talked about implication for the people that were arrested. Again, right now they're probably interviewing them, trying to figure out what to do with them, whether they're going to get bail or stay detained. They are eligible to talk to an attorney and get an attorney to represent them. And for the employers that are being raided, it is really important to put a plan in place for compliance to make sure that if this happens, you are protected and you mitigate your damages in case you are prosecuted by the government. Once again, hopefully this video was useful for you guys to understand what's going on. I would love to hear your comments, to read your comments. Share this video with somebody who may want this, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and wait for our next videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.